What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. On this week's episode of The Edge, you're joining Eric Gryba and myself, Joe Appel, here at Twin Creeks Ranch.
We're up here in northern Saskatchewan. We brought our bows. We're going to try and spot and stalk some wild boar.
It's just littered with them back here.
Every single area on this property offered a different challenge.
Follow along. I know you're going to enjoy this episode.
Live on the edge, 'cause brother, win or lose, it's all in what you do with the chance you're given, yeah. Through the wind and rain, you feel your heart pounding. You got one shot, what you got? Tell me what's it gonna be? You gotta make the most of this opportunity. If others fail, make sure you succeed.
The Edge is brought to you by Browning Canada, Canadian Tire, G5 Broadheads, Prime Archery, High Mountain Seasonings, Hornady, Victory Archery, The Carbon Arrow Experts, Vortex Canada, Wolverine Guns and Tackle, Modular Driven Technologies, Sticks and Stones Anglers and Hunters, Off Grid Food Company, and these fine sponsors.
Quiet Cat is the best hunting and overlanding e-bike in the world. Created from the bottom up to be overbuilt and overpowered. Don't be fooled by imitations. Quiet Cat, where the road ends, the adventure begins.
We're heading to northern Saskatchewan today to chase some wild boar with our bows. Joe and I are getting packed up. We had our nice little workout this morning. Between me, you, and the fence post, I thought Joe would be a little stronger considering he's been this big CFL guy, big tough football player. I thought he'd be throwing a little more weight, but that's just me. Don't tell him that.
Eric's headed in the house for a shower, but I just gotta ask, is it just me or was that guy playing with a lot of rubber bands? I mean, hockey players are supposed to be tough, but I think I saw him touch one weight the whole morning. I'm a little interested to see how he does holding up with us as we're pushing this bush over there. I'm worried we might be waiting on him all day.
I hope Joe and I can keep it civil because I can kind of feel the competitive juices flowing. So anyway, follow along, it's gonna be a cool one. Joe and I have way too much gear. We're gonna pack up the trailer and throw all the stuff inside there because the back seat and the back of the truck is not enough, apparently. Well, Joe is, speak of the devil, finally decides to show up.
Figured the boys would want some coffees.
Prima donna, CFLers. I've done everything this morning.
Pro tip, when people are getting the trailer ready, always grab a coffee.
We got off a few minutes later than we would have wanted to. We ended up having to bring the trailer because Joe has so much stuff, apparently.
I have one bag. One bag. And Eric blames me.
Yeah.
This guy wanted to bring a pig roaster.
I know.
Full spit to roast one pig.
I mean, it would have been awesome.
On the road, headed to Twin Creeks Ranch. And what Eric and I are hoping to do is get in the bush and do some spot and stalks. It's going to be a little interesting because, in case you haven't noticed, we're not small guys. So having two giants trekking through the bush with a camera guy as well is going to be a bit of a trick. But we're going to be very sneaky.
I plan on channeling my inner ninja. If I could describe myself in a spot and stalk situation, I am a death ninja. That's what I am.
Picture an elephant in ninja boots, and that's Eric. Eric and I linked up a few years back through Capital Waterfowling, been in touch, been working on trying to plan some hunts, and then the opportunity came up at the Edge. I think it's gonna be a ton of fun.
We got blast. We got like a dream team going on right now. You got Steve, the wily old vet, and then you got Joe, the green guy. He's the big guy, but he's green. No, he's the rook. And then I don't know what I am. Superstar is a word that comes to mind.
I'd say more of like the neglected middle child.
Yeah, that could happen too. That could happen. I feel like I'm just gonna be the camp cook for all of All right. So that's what it's gonna be. You got Steve, the wily old vet.
Keep going back to that. I don't think he's gonna like it.
I don't care. You see how many grays he has? He has to own it.
Yeah.
And you got Joe, the rook, and then me, can't cook. There it is. That's the dream team, baby.
Spoken like a true middle child.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good, how you guys doing?
Very well.
Awesome. Well, we'll get you in there.
Perfect, cool.
Here we go.
It's good to finally meet you.
Yeah. Texan.
Rob. Here, nice to meet you. This is Joe.
Joe, nice to meet you. Thanks for having us.
I'm Rob. I'm here with Twin Creeks Ranch. I've started this with a couple of business partners. We decided we wanted to try something with wild boar, some white-tailed deer, some elk.
It's pretty centrally located in northern Saskatchewan here, so it's accessible. The cabins are awesome. The hospitality is great.
You can tell this is a hunt camp that was built by hunters. You know, you show up and everything's the way it needs to be. You feel comfortable from the second you step foot on the property. And just from talking to Rob, you can tell that what he's done here, he's built from experience.
How long have you had it?
This is our second year.
Okay.
How much ground do you have here?
320 acres.
320.
Yeah, so it's just perimeter fence is all it is, right?
On average, we try to keep about 50 shooter animals out here for the boar. They range in size. We've got barbecue pigs all the way up to your big trophy tuskers.
We hauled 6 out here in February that were like tipping the scales at 580.
So you got 580 pound hogs running around out there. Boars.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, maybe we should set up a target and make sure we're dialed in.
If anybody's interested in coming for a hunt, we're on Instagram, Facebook at Twin Creeks Ranch SK. We'd love to have more guys out here.
Rob had some maps of the property, just gave us a very basic rundown. Yeah, got kitted out pretty quick and then headed into the bush.
What are you thinking?
Rock, paper, scissors for first shot, first stalk. So we're gonna kind of just walk this primary cut until we can get to the side cut we want to be, and by the time we get there, we'll be perfect with the wind. So, and Joe gets first shot. Let's hope he doesn't miss. Joe and I obviously want to have a little competition, a little fun here. He kind of mentioned that he wants to do like who can get closer to a wild boar and make a good clean kill shot. We figured out our competition here. Basically, whoever gets closer on a stalk. Then we have to figure out what the person wins. A freezer full of great meat. He's like 7 feet tall. He's gonna look like Sasquatch going through the woods. That's a monster. There's no way he gets within 20 of a hog. I plan on sneaking up in about 15 range, but I don't think he has it in him.
So we got this thick bush right here, so I think we'll come in on the left and use that as a shield. The wind's in our favor. Their biggest strength is their nose. So as long as we're playing the wind, he said with their eyesight's not the best. So we should be pretty good. Just be quiet. Joe sounds like a freight train walking through the woods. He's not channeling his inner ninja yet.
He's just too big for the woods. He is Sasquatch of the edge. Joe, Sasquatch. Not a chance he wins this. Okay, Twinkle Toes.
Take a look at this. You've been seeing this all throughout the whole property. This is the kind of damage they're doing. So just imagine for a minute the type of damage that they're doing when they get on farmland or when they're in the woods and they're affecting the local flora and fauna. They breed like rabbits, and then they're in here just ripping everything apart like that. There's a good amount, but not a ton on this property. But just imagine if they were able to go unchecked. It's just devastating. I think our game plan here is to check out their water sources. I guarantee they're hanging out by the water this time of day. Like they're big, heavy animals. Yeah, they need to cool off.
A lot of the foliage hasn't filled in yet, so it's pretty open, which was an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time. So being big guys, it made it really tough to get in close on them. I mean, we could spot them great, and it looks like you should just be able to get right on top of them. The next thing you know, you're walking along and you got this marsh area in front of you, and it looks like a 6-inch puddle, and you step in it and you're almost up to your hip. So that was a challenge. Or you're walking along and it's just dry in areas.
Dry, and it was loud, and you can't really walk through there. Every single area on this property offered a different challenge.
We got some hogs on the water over here. We just spotted 3 nice hogs on the other side of this little slough here. We've got a great wind right now. We're gonna push in there. No sudden movements, move nice and slow. See what happens. The group of hogs we spotted on the other side of this slough here got wise. We had to come all the way down to be able to get across, and the wind switched a bit, and a bunch of them headed up over the hill. We're gonna have to figure out where they settle at, because they're pretty on edge right now. So once they calm down, hopefully we can put a stalk on. See him? We can just skirt right along the edge here. Yeah, let's try and make a play. They're feeding just over my shoulder. So they seem pretty preoccupied right now. The wind's pretty dead, so we're not too worried about it. Let's see how close we can get. Staring right at me. We got a group of boars here feeding. All of them are preoccupied, nose down, but we got one on alert. And we're gonna have to move in pretty slow here. Spoke to him. Tried to make a play, but as you can see, it's real thick. It's difficult to crawl through that. And then as soon as I got to the edge here, it was too wide open. They were on edge already, I guess. It didn't take much. They saw me and they buggered off. They're not far. But I think we're just gonna have to let them calm down for a little while. Maybe come back and make a play on them later. It is just littered with them back here. I see a lot of small ones right now. I don't see anything big that's getting my heart going, but I'm gonna take a closer look and see what we find. Just a little guy. Looking for something with a little more meat on its bones.
Joe had opportunities at the start and wasn't ready to pull the trigger.
Eric's gonna kill me. Eric is absolutely gonna kill me.
I think that one of the most challenging things was for Eric is wondering why I hadn't dropped something yet. I had a lot of opportunities and I just wasn't ready. Coming in on this hunt, I told Eric I wanted that suck. I wanted to have to work for it.
I can't do it. If we wait too long, they're all gonna get like super spooky. If you don't want that one, I'll try to shoot that one. I want that one. I'll shoot anything. Okay. I'm not Mr. Trophy Hunter. I'm not a trophy hunter. I'm not a trophy hunter. I just want a big that when I see it, or a wild boar that when I see it, I go, that's the one. When I saw my bear, it was the one. I want that big. We're gonna use this hill. We're gonna crawl. We're gonna try and crest that hill. If I pick this big up, we'll get a shot at it. She's taking off. she's gone. There we are, dude. Not sure. There could be more back there. I bet you there's some back there. I want to take a look and kind of explore more of the area a bit. So why don't we head up, just a patch of trees, and then find a spot we can cut across. She's right there in the trees. That's the same one you were just on. Yeah. If you want. You should be able to get some good cover. Yeah. Let's not push her. She was feeding. She had her head down. We had like a great lane to sneak up. Wind swirled on us, and she's like, poked her head up. I was like, no.
It doesn't take much, especially the way the wind was working. It was pretty consistent, and then it seemed like just in that prime moment, you just feel these swirls that would come in, and they'd kind of lift their heads, look at you, and they just knew that they could just get outside of that range.
Yeah, I could feel that wind. I felt it, and then I looked, and she just started heading straight away. Nice try. Do you want to cut across here? Yeah, walk that fence, nice cover. I don't want to spend too much time in the open.
Hey guys, Eric Gryba here. I know you guys are watching Joe do his thing, but I have a super cool recipe that I want to share with you guys. Give me a few minutes of your time, and I guarantee you're going to love this recipe. This is my Saskatoon berry bourbon and beer barbecue sauce. This year in Saskatchewan on my acreage, we had a bumper crop of Saskatoon berries. So I've used this recipe in the past with blackberries as well as blueberries, but since my land produced this, I thought, why not show you guys? So let's dig in here to this barbecue sauce. What you're gonna start off with is about 5 cups of Saskatoon berries. And it's all gonna go into a saucepan right here. A full onion, diced. Get that in there. I sliced up 2 jalapenos. If you want more heat, do 3, do 4, but I got 2 in here with the seeds. So we got that going. About 3 cloves of minced garlic. It's gonna go in here. And what do we have here? About half a cup of brown sugar. All right, we got a tablespoon of your cumin and your coriander, both in there. Tablespoon of ground coffee, really good. It's gonna give it a little bit of bite. A beer, obviously, is gonna go in here. That's gonna be kind of our water base. Oh yeah, now we're coming together. Okay, and finally, shot of bourbon. Just for all you good folks out there. Anyway, so we're gonna mix this up now. We also have 1 cup of balsamic vinegar in there. And I just realized that my consistency is gonna be a little too thick, so I need to add 1 more beer. Luckily, my fridge is always stocked. 1 more beer, there we go. I'm gonna set this on the stove at a low simmer for 3 hours. I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna do basically emulsify it or liquefy it. And from there, you can use it on your chicken.
It was cool to learn the property and not have someone tell us how the property works. It was really cool to basically learn it on our own.
For 330 acres, we put in a lot of miles. There was a few times where Eric and I were worried about our cameraman. We weren't messing around, we put in work.
We're coming back to camp. We're looking to refuel, get some more water, basically just recharge our batteries. metaphorically and
literally, we ran out of camera batteries.
And we're walking back, and we just kind of crest this hill, and I catch a glimpse of this hog down by the water just grazing. I was able to go stalk up to him to 20 yards. He had no idea we were there.
Oh, that's good. Good hit. Dude, that was a great shot. I don't think you could have planted it like that.
He went 20 yards. Clean pass through. Look at the size of that thing.
That is gorgeous, Eric.
I was happy with the shot. I was happy with how it all went down, and it was a very, very cool experience.
Guys, that was awesome. Not how we drew it up, but unbelievable nonetheless. Great experience at Twin Creeks Ranch here. These guys are awesome. The amount of pigs around, the hospitality, everything's great. Anyway, I gotta hurry up here and get this cleaned up. Next up, you guys are gonna see me in the kitchen showing you how to cook wild boar with a cool recipe you can do on your own. On behalf of myself, Joe, and our wily veteran, Steve Eklund, we'd like to thank all our sponsors and partners. It's because you guys were able to go out and do all this cool stuff.
The Edge is brought to you by Browning Canada, Canadian Tire, G5 Broadheads, Prime Archery, High Mountain Seasonings, Hornady, Victory Archery, the Carbon Arrow Experts, Vortex Canada, Wolverine Guns and Tackle, Modular Driven Technologies, Sticks and Stones Anglers and Hunters, Off-Grid Food Company, and these fine sponsors.
Eric's been talking a lot of smack, doesn't seem to think that I can get close to a hog. He seems to think that I'm a little big for the bush, but I think he underestimates me. He got into 20 yards, and I'm gonna get closer, and I'm gonna win this one.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with your warm-up routine there this morning. You were pretty thorough with that.
I'm telling you, it's all about activation. You can use those little muscles with activation. As long as you use them properly, I mean, you're getting the same gains. Once you get to a certain age, you got to really start paying attention to the details, I guess.
You can't talk about age. I'm older than you. That excuse doesn't work around me.
I know, but I've actually put hard miles on my body.
Oh, okay. We're chirping already.